Welcome to my channel to everyone who's new here, and of course to those of you who are back again. Great to have you here. In this video we are going to talk about Render, TAO, Kaspa and ONDO. Things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. So basically in the Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP and Solana update I have done a 30 minutes crypto analysis, and there we were also talking about the Bitcoin dominance and USDT dominance, how they correlate with each other and how we can predict the overall crypto market performance by analyzing the Bitcoin dominance and the USDT dominance. I'm not going to do this with this update, so basically look into the Bitcoin update. There you are going to see what my prediction is for the whole crypto market, especially for the altcoins. So let's just start with Render. So what did we say about Render? We have said here head and shoulders formatation, broke to the downside, got its retest. We were even thinking that we can get a bit more up into the fair value gap and afterwards sell off. We didn't. So what I think is this fair value gap which we have right here, it's still there. Yeah, it's not gone. So that's why I would just drew here a circle. What we also see is, and that's why I closed all my short positions, a bullish divergence. So we have higher lows in the RSI, lower lows in the chart. That means a bullish reversal can happen very soon. It don't have to, but it is an indication that it might be possible that we are a bit more bullish than we expected. Yeah, we expect still the target is ongoing, $3.35 to $3.26 for Render. There is the chart pattern heading to. But it might be possible that we are just going to get our bullish reversal somewhere here in the mid target. Yeah, not in the full extension. We don't have to get into the full extension. Yeah, always keep that in mind. And I think the first sign, and that's why this trend line here is green, would be currently at the cross of $30.70, but it's going to move over the time. Once this trend line breaks to the upside, then we have the chance to get into a long position a bit earlier. But for sure, if we sell off more and we form some kind of double bottom pattern, for example, or a falling wedge, which we then break to the upside, then we maybe are able to get into a long position a bit earlier. And that would be very good, because I think that once the green trend line breaks to the upside, and especially the $3.70, and that's why I will make this one as well green, that the chance is very high to see at least the fair value gap between $3.81 to $3.91. But now the case is we have so many short sellers. And the short sellers, where are they putting their stop loss? If I short this here, for example, all the way down here, then I'm not going to take my stop loss order over the stop. I'm going to take my stop loss order right here. And this can be a short squeeze. And this can actually get us our bullish reversal. So I would look carefully for it. For now, like I said, targets are still ongoing, even though that I already exited my short positions. I made my profits. The profits were pretty good. So why should I be too greedy? Because this can get anytime soon. And then I'm not even ready to long because I still have my short positions. So that's why I took them. So I'm more flexible. And if I see more bearish chart patterns, like we develop something like a double top pattern, for example, which we then break to the downside, then I can re-enter the market for a short trade. If we now look over TAO, similar setup, higher low in the RSI. You can't see it, but now you can. And since here, lower lows in the chart. Bullish divergence, also here. The thing now is that we had a falling wedge before, and I was talking about this one. We broke it to the downside, but this trend line is valid in my opinion, the green one. Now it's green, before it wasn't green. And now we have formed here another falling wedge. So I think that we have the chance to get into a long position a bit earlier. And for that, I want to see a nice breakout over 300, let's say 46 US dollar. If I see here a nice breakout with a retest, then I can jump into a long position and see the fair value gap. We have also here this similar setup like render. We were thinking, yeah, 360 US dollar broke to the downside. Yes, TAO was short already, but we were thinking we also have to keep in mind that we take our short position right here, but we can still get into the fair value gap and from here sell off. So we didn't get into the fair value gap, and that makes the game for the short sellers a bit more dangerous. So if the 346 US dollar breaks to the upside, sustainable, then I think the target is going to be this fair value gap, which is between 369 to 363 US dollar. Also, we have here our falling wedge coming from the upside. So if we also break it to the upside, then yes, we can see some upside potential up to 404 in my opinion. Once the $404 breaks to the upside, then a bullish cycle already started with a huge, yeah, I would say TAO rally. Like it will really look like that once we break the 404 US dollar, that we can get a nice push, even with a very high chance into the $800. So I will show you why. We have tracked on the 8-hour chart this inverted head and shoulders formatation. If we break the 404 US dollar to the upside, then this is going to be impulsive in my opinion. And then we should see the $500. And then we just have to break the $500 here as well to the upside. And then the overall target, 680 US dollar to 830 US dollar, is going to get in play. And we don't know if we are going to break to the upside in one way, like now the low is in and we don't see any kind of other low and we are just going to make this. Can't tell you right now. But once we break the 345 US dollar, then I have the chance to enter the market for TAO pretty low with a breakout. And if we keep continuing breaking to the upside, then I can increase my position size and then I might be able to hold a trade for a whole cycle, like a longer time period where I can always increase my position size. So this is the plan right now. But still keep in mind, if the 334 US dollar breaks to the downside, and yes, it is still the target. If that breaks to the downside, 314 US dollar is going to get interesting. Here we also have a fair value gap, which reaches prices down to 308 US dollar. I will also give you here the price mark so you can see it. And basically, if we break the 334 US dollar to the downside, then I can re-enter the market for a short trade for this small push. And from here, like planned, this was our original plan that we should sell off into 314 US dollar and from here get a nice push and a bullish reversal. And this might be then the start of the altcoin season. Why do I talk about an altcoin season? Look into the Bitcoin update. I talked about the Bitcoin dominance and USDT dominance. It looks like that the altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin very soon. I don't want to talk about an altcoin season directly. It will start with an altcoin rally, but we have seen it for Ethereum already, that Ethereum did its first move to outperform Bitcoin. And most likely when the altcoin season is starting, first of all, the first coin who is outperforming Bitcoin is Ethereum. Afterwards, it goes into the other large caps like XRP, Solana, and then it will just flow into up to the low caps. So every coin gets its push. It's not going to happen simultaneously. It's going to happen one after another one. Because in the altcoin season, people are going to take profits for Bitcoin, or let's say they take out the money, put it into Ethereum, then they pump Ethereum up, take their profits, put it into XRP because XRP is still low. XRP pumps up, they take the profits into the next coin, into the next coin, into the next coin. And it's going to be like that. In my opinion, we have seen it in the several bull markets before. But so far, targets are still ongoing to the downside, but I think the chance is very high that we are even a bit more bullish because the USDT dominance, I would just want to show it right now real quick. I haven't done it in the render update, so this is the bonus for those who, sorry, I didn't do it in the SUI update, so this is a bonus for those who love render. If we take the maximum target of the inverted head and shoulders formatation, then we just hit it for the USDT dominance. And now we are forming a corrective weight to the upside within a rising wedge. If it breaks to the downside, the USDT dominance is going to drop. If the USDT dominance is going to drop, then it means that people are going to buy cryptos because they are giving away their USDT to buy some cryptos. That means market goes up. So you can already see it that the USDT dominance is inverse to the whole crypto market. So the cryptos are going down, the USDT dominance is going up, and it is on its corrective way, and the USDT dominance is a good indication for the overall market performance. Yeah, we also have, for example, other charts like the total crypto market chart. I think 120, the top 125 coins are in that list here. So basically, yes, it is almost the overall market performance, but I like to use the USDT dominance and Bitcoin dominance far more. So we have talked a lot about TAO and a bit about the USDT dominance. We jump into Kaspa. And for Kaspa, I think we have to go into the 15 minutes chart because there it might be possible at, here's the price mark, I have to be very precise with that, this one, 8.5 cents. If they break to the upside and I see a nice breakout inclusively retest, then it's long to me into the next resistance, and the next resistance is waiting for us at 8.88. If we also break it to the upside, then the next one is going to be close to it, almost 9 cents. Then this bright blue falling wedge got activated. Target round about 10 cents, which is the resistance right here. If we look now into the RSI, let's go into the 1 hour chart, then you can also see here bullish divergence. So we have higher lows in the RSI, lower lows in the chart. So basically Kaspa looks like that it wants to get up. If not, if the 8.5 cents there, they are very speculative. The 8.88 are not that speculative. So if we break this to the upside, then the chance is very high that we are going to see the 10 cents. If we break the 8.5 cents to the upside, then the chance is there, but it's not that high, like breaking the other trend line to the upside. Anyway, target is here within this huge fair value gap. It's still ongoing. So basically it is the area between 7.9 cents down to 7.5 cents. And if we are so bearish, then 7 cents is going to be the target. I doubt it at the moment. I don't see it. So basically we had our H pattern. The H pattern, yeah, we broke it here to the downside in this market stage. But once we get a corrective movement to the upside to fill fair value gaps, and here was a fair value gap, and we closed most of it, I like to use the length of that chart pattern, of that H pattern, which is the sell-off here. And I don't put it to the breakout point anymore. I put it to the highest point. Target 8.2 cents, and we are pretty close to it. So I would say a bullish reversal is with a high chance right now. So if we now talk about ONDO, then yes, the target is still ongoing, 8.8 cents, 88 cents and 30, 85.33 cents, and 84.26 cents. Also here we can see a bullish reversal before we get into the targets. Bullish divergence. So we were thinking about ONDO that we get support, we get up to the fair value gaps, and from there sell off. Also, this didn't happen. We still sold off, but we didn't get into the fair value gap, but the fair value gap is still there. So basically what can happen is, and that's why I like to use the 92.6 cents. That's why this trend line is also green. If it breaks to the upside, then I think the chance is very high that we are going to see the 94.8 cents. but also here we have some touch points on that. So I can use this one here as well as a price position size increasement for the push into 98 cents to $1. If we also break this to the upside, then I think ONDO to the moon. We have in orange this falling wedge, and we would break it to the upside if we get into the fair value gap. That would be very positive, and this is going to indicate the bullish reversal in my opinion, because fair value gaps tend to get closed, but the thing is, when are we going to close it and how? If we are just going, for example, like this into a corrective way to the upside, and from here sell off, for example, then this fair value gap got already filled, bearish. But if we now have we have found this bullish chart pattern, if we get over the time like this and we break the bullish chart pattern to the upside to fill the fair value gaps, then we are just going to get the retest and afterwards the rocket, or we break here to the upside, are not going to hit the fair value gaps, we are going to get the retest first, and then we are going to go for the fair value gaps, which is going to be the follow through to this one. So in both scenarios which I have showed you, in both scenarios the fair value gaps are going to get filled, but the question is how we fill that, because then we can predict the price movement in the future. This is far more important than getting into just this fair value gap, because the chance is high that we see filling that fair value gap. And that's why I want to take my first long trade at 92.5 cents. It doesn't matter if we are corrective to the upside or if we are impulsive to the upside. It would be, in my opinion, 5.8% up to 8%. So basically, even if we are still bearish and this is just going to get another consolidation, then we sell off, then I can still trade those. Yeah, let's not make it 6%, let's make it to 5%. So basically I can still take those 5%. Anyway, as long as we don't break the 92.5 cents, then I think it's logical that we are not going to see any kind of push and the price is going to move more downwards. But like I said, bullish divergence, we are forming bullish chart patterns, we have fair value gaps which are bigger one, we don't have to fill them right now, we can still sell off for every coin, yeah, we can still sell off to fill fair value gaps afterwards. So with that said, it was today an interesting day. The market opened was kind of scary in my opinion, because when the market opened at 15:30, it is at my time, like this. But if we go into the 50 minutes time frame, then you are going to see it. Not really for ONDO, but for other coins. Like here, before the market opened, we got this big green candle, and yes, the market still went more up just to sell off like this. So when the market opens at my time, 3 p.m. 30, wait 5 minutes, up to 10 minutes. In that time, the market is going very crazy. In the first 5 to 10 minutes, the market moves so crazy that the direction is going to get decided in that time. Who's stronger, buyers or sellers? And it's just going to turn out like 5 to 10 minutes afterwards. Once I saw this big red candle, I was sure that we are going to sell off a lot today. And in my opinion, yeah, we are taking here a meme coin, but for sure if we just take here before without this wick and we put it just to, yeah, let's not even take the full extension. It's still 4.5%, and its full extension it would be 6%. So we sold off 6% for the altcoins today, and the days before we sold off here as well, 5.5%. The week before, yeah, let's not take this up here, but let's take this. We also sold off 7.5%, and you can see from where we came. So basically, if we just look, so far minus 17%. Might be possible that we were a bit too bearish, For that, I want to see some breakouts to the upside. Then I would say bullish reversal is with a high chance, and if we break more levels to the upside, then the bullish reversal is going to happen with a very high chance. As long as we don't see any kind of breakouts, the chance is not there, and we are going to sell off a bit more. And if we see certain price areas, I forgot actually to take this one, and this one should be red. So if I see, for example, for ONDO, the 90 cents breaking to the downside, which is the support, then I would re-enter my short position into 88 cents, 85 cents, 84 cents. So with that said, it was an interesting day today. Don't forget to watch the Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and Solana update. If you are new into the crypto game, or if you are not advanced, then I really recommend you watching this, because there you are going to learn a lot, because I talked there in half an hour how the market is going to work, and also about the Bitcoin dominance, USDT dominance. If you haven't knew about how those two correlate with each other and how they can indicate the market, watch it. You will learn a lot from it. So with that said, we see each other tomorrow, hopefully with breakouts to the upside, not to the downside.